Peace, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to my Israel Doctrine YouTube channel. And today we here to deal with this topic. I believe I dealt with it before, but I have a absent mind sometimes. Um, and the title of today's show is "Polight: 400 Years of Egyptians Raping Hebrews." It's not a good talking point. And as y'all know, Polight, Shaka Utmost, if he do the debate, and Jonathan Owen from the and Raw Squad, the Magi, and once again, Polight from New Covenant, and Shaka Utmost from the Nile Valley Movement is going to be debating some Hebrew Israelites. I would say some New Yorkers that are Hebrew Israelites. Even if they stay in Atlanta now, like Nas and Divine Prospect, they are New Yorkers. They come from New York, as far as I know. A Shaw, a New Yorker. Daniela, a New Yorker. Gabar, a New Yorker, far as I know. If they weren't born there and raised there, they migrated there. So, as y'all see me on my Facebook channel or my Facebook page, Carl Albert, I had to change from Israel Doctrine. Facebook forced me to do so. It's not my name anyway, my company name. So go to the company page, Israel Doctrine Entertainment. But I say all the time that if Sinetta gonna say this is the final showdown, then he must be saying the final showdown with those Israelites that's on the street corners in New York that's causing havoc to those that have a problem with what they're spearing on the streets of New York. Because all Israelites don't fall up under them camps, and all Israelites don't fall up under those ideologies and those belief systems. So you can't say it's the final showdown with Israel as a whole, because there's plenty more, ideologies in this, that, and the other. Yes, we hold some things in common, but some things we don't. So, like I said, what we're gonna do here, we're gonna deal with this topic. I got a PowerPoint that I want to present. I know my brother Gorilla Hebrew say he might be coming through. He's the one actually having this dialogue with Polight in this Sonetta video that I seen that caused me to want to do a PowerPoint on it and put something out there to address it and let Polight know that this is not a subject matter that he should either entertain at all or even put in the community. But now that it's out there, it must be addressed. It must be reasoned with and thought of and spoke about in a proper perspective. I did invite him, Sinetta, as well as Jonathan, Shaka Utmost also, the Nile Valley Conscious Team, or whatever they call, to be a part of the call. So once again, if y'all out there, y'all listening, anybody want to go tell that I'm over here doing this, then let them know. Just inbox me. I'll send them a link and we can dialogue. I have no problem. And y'all can test this Israelite, ideology and all the other things that you would like to test. But at the end of the day, I do represent Israel Doctrine. Israel Doctrine is the teachings of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. I deal with the KJV, King James Version, the 6611, that's canonized, 66 books. And that's my fundamental weapon of choice. So let's get into this slideshow, right? Let me share it so y'all can see it. Now, some people have alluded to, I don't like reading out loud. Never had. I had reading problems. Never taught my phonics in elementary, so sometimes I get nervous reading out. So I don't like doing it. But I'm going to do it. This is the sad thing about it. One would say, oh, illiterate, uneducated, don't read the PhDs, the player haters. with the degrees and things of that nature, but I still managed to go with y'all idols and heroes. As y'all can see, I'm outside Arkansas. I'm a country boy at heart, raised, born in Chicago, raised down here. Well, let me get this slideshow popping. So, I'm vulnerable. I'll let you into my little world. I'll let you into who I am. But here we have it, right? Brother Polight. 400 years of Egyptians raping Hebrews. Isn't a good talking point. Y'all see his name there. I would not even try to pronounce it. And I done heard it before, but still my tongue is not the best tongue, even when I can read a word. Pronouncing it becomes a problem. It is what it is. Do the Israelites teach self-hate? This is what Sarnetta brought to the video. This is what he put in the title. Let's take a look at the question. Do the Israelites teach self-hate? Hatred of other Israelites. Now, I asked my question due to the fact that it's some Israelites in Africa that has Israelite blood or genealogy. Now, if they came over here and didn't state so, but just stated they was from Africa, then yes, you would say that's self-hate because they didn't deal with the full spectrum of what need to be dealt with to identify that brother from Africa correctly, right? The answer to that question is no. Now, I'm gonna be honest, which y'all know me, that's what I do all the time, right? It's yes when it comes down to what I just said, not truly identifying an Israelite brother just because he come from the continent of Africa and hating on him. So I will have to go there and agree or say if that be the case, how I move this PowerPoint along. Okay, are the Israelites really Africans? Now, to deal with this, I had to ask a couple questions. Reason, that's what we're doing. Let's take a look at the question. Are the Israelites really Africans? Right? We have to ask a question now. How is the term African, right, being used? Africans, right? As in Ham's sons or in the land of Ham, meaning the continent that the Hamitic people basically ruled for years? Are you saying Africa, the land? Are you saying Africans, right? The people of the land. See, when you ask that question, then you have to deal with the totality of what being talked about. You know what I'm saying? So now let's move on. The progenitors of the Africans, right? The people that stay on the continent of Africa. The majority, not all, right? As we're going to see, most people have heard Israelites use this Zondervan Bible dictionary plenty of times. I'll just put it in the PowerPoint, right? According to the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, listed on the Ham, page 330, it defines as the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8th persons to live through the flood, right? 8 people. That's the Bible outline of what happened. He became the progenitor, meaning the forefather, basically, of the dark-skinned race. The melanated people, as people like to say today. Not the Negroes. Who is known as the Negroes today? Most of us in quote-unquote North America, to be more specific, the United States of North America, right? Or the US of A, right? But the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, so on and so forth. Such information that was provided by this dictionary, this Zondervan dictionary, is very important to understand that Ham is the father of the dark-skinned race of melanated people, Hamitic or Africans, right? but not the Negro or the nigger or the coon or the black or the African American, in other terms or bywords, as the Bible say, that denotes us today, right? This could be proven to be true according to the Bible text itself, right? That this is stated correctly. Zonda was stated pretty correctly, right? Who we the father of? You would say or make the argument, not the Negro. We'll deal with that a little later. Genesis 10:6, and the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, which is Egypt, Put, and Canaan. Canaan is the son of Ham, right? The Canaanites, or the land of Canaan, is the land of Ham, right? Children, last son, Canaan, right? So when the Israelites, you know, come into that land and start dwelling in that land, then you got to know that they still, from a biblical literary aspect, still is in Africa or the land of Ham. So technically, we will still be considered Africans or living in the land of Ham, even to this very day if we was over there happening in the land, due to the fact that the Bible literary aspect denotes, right? So now, from the sons of Ham to the land, we're going to deal with it through the scriptures a little bit. Like I said, I'm not trying to read all this stuff. I don't want to look bad, stumbling and bumbling. You know, I think that's why some Israelites do have readers. And that's why, you know, the ones that can read good step up and do their job. Just like the scribes and everything else. See his functionality in the body. Moses had Aaron. He wasn't a good speaker. I don't know about reader, but he wasn't a good speaker. He says his tongue wasn't all that good. The Lord said, well, I'm going to give you your brother Aaron. He speak good. So he show you to go out 2 by 2, even way back then. He don't change, right? So Psalms 105:23. Israel also came into Egypt, and Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham, right? Showing once again that we went into Egypt, the land of Ham, or Africa, right? A certain part of Africa, Egypt, Kemet, right? He sent Moses, his servant, and Aaron, whom he had chosen, right? They showed his signs amongst them and wonders in the land of Ham, Africa, right? In the books of Psalms, the word of the Lord is teaching us that the Hamitic / African was named, or who named the land Ham. Now that's where my grammatical skills come in at, and my, typing and stuff, because Egypt is located northeast of Africa, right? In Africa, however, Psalms 106:21, and then y'all can see I threw this together right after I seen the video. I done added some more, which I just came off a 12-hour shift, but I thought I want to do this today, and most people know me from a blog talk show. That's the Huddle, blog talk radio, the Huddle. Know that when I feel the itch and the need to be scratched, I scratch it, right? So I'm here scratching my itch today. Psalms 106:2-1. They forgot God, their Savior, which had done great things in Egypt, wonderful works in the land of Ham, right? Terrible things by the Red Sea. Psalm 78:51. And smoked all the firstborn in Egypt, the chief of their strength in the tabernacles, which is basically house, home, land of Ham, right? Now, those two stories, people like to argue if they true. Was the Israelites down there for 400 years? So on and so forth, like Polight asks Guerrilla Hebrew, right? And so that's when he come up with his talking point. Well, if you was in Egypt being oppressed for 400 years, then you must have been raped. because oppressors rape those who they oppress or enslave, right? This was his train of thought, his talking point that he brought to the table. Now, some brother on Facebook said, he said, if. I did not hear if. I didn't listen to the video again this morning. And like I said, I gave him an invite. If he want to come on, it's no problem. He probably saw this brother can't read this, that, and I don't, people like to try to throw jabs at me. It's all good. I could do what need to be done when it need to be done, when under pressure. Any other time, I don't care what you think about me. I'm not here for a publicity contest. I'm here to spread truth as I know it. So now, the progenitors of the Israelite Shem, right? The children of Israel are descendants of Shem. The book of Chronicles give us this same genealogy, that's in Genesis chapter 10. But it's a little bit more direct, right? Let me deal with some of this. What I want to deal with. I don't even want to deal with all of that. Save myself some reading and some stumbling and bumbling. All right, Israelites and the land of Canaan that I was just talking about, right? The Israelites was promised the land of Canaan by God. Hamitic land. You could talk about the fault line now. You can talk about whatever you want. But from a biblical literary aspect, that is Hamitic land. To be exact, is Canaan land. And the Israelites got that from God. So that's Africa. If you put the understanding together, if you ignorant and you just want to argue and debate, whether you be an Israelite that want to argue it, or you be a Kimite or a quote unquote son of Ham, African, that want to debate it, that'll be ignorant, right? I've been ignorant before, still ignorant. So Leviticus 25:38. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, or the land of Ham, to take you what? To another spot in the land of Ham, another son, inheritance or territory, right? To give you the land of Canaan and to be your God. So if they're, however I should have said that, so if they went to the land of Ham, son, right, which is known today, I jacked that all up. I can admit it. But basically I was trying to say, so if they left Egypt and went to another son, Canaan, which is still Hamitic land, then today that's known as the land of Africa. So yeah, y'all got me. Once again, I threw up a PowerPoint and I won scholastically. I can't even say the word, see? I won the scholar and did all my research and, dotted my I's and Q's. But let's read on. Even fumbling and bumbling, I still put in better work than you. Just think if I really put the time in. All right. Then we know from the verse up top, Leviticus 25:8, right? That and I think here it is, I explained it better here. That Israel came out of Egypt, one Hamitic African land, into Canaan, another Hamitic African land, right? 70 Israelites went into captivity in Egypt. Well, that's kind of wrong. 70 went into Egypt and became eventually, their family eventually became captives in the land of Egypt. So let me correct myself. And during the 400 years, the Israelites were in captivity in Egypt. They and their descendants intermarried with non-Israelites, Hamitic, Cushites, Canaanites, whoever was in Egypt at the time, right? The Israelites was there, or the Israelites were in Egypt, 430 years, 400 in captivity. The group of, or a group of over 600,000 men plus women and children left Egypt under Moses. This is what the Bible say, right? Give me a sec. I'm try to see what's going on. Look like somebody hit me up somewhere. Give me one quick sec. Y'all hear the train? Matter of fact, let me do something, y'all. My bad, I stay by the train, y'all. So as y'all can see, the train is still passing by. For most people that hear me talking on blog talking stuff, they don't really believe that I stay by a train track. If they derail, it'll kill me. But like I said, I'm outside in Arkansas, just putting this little presentation together, just doing my little thing. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people doubt for stuff that I do, because I do it with a certain taste, a taste of I don't care, just like now. But like I said, if you really listen to what I do and say, you'll see the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in what I do. Okay, train is about to go. You know what I'm saying? If you was on the street, if you was on the street in New York, you'd hear the ambulances and the fire truck and the police and stuff of that nature. So you're not in New York City listening. You're not listening to somebody in New York City. You listen to somebody in Arkansas. So that's what you get. Hopefully that it's not ringing too loud in there. But I got my reader online now. See, 2x2. However, that's the Noah's Ark, right? But it's send them out by twos. That's But I'm gonna tell y'all before the brother even make it. The brother's AKA considered a Gentile, a European, a white man. So if you want to say I'm an Uncle Tom, I rock with white people. I even got some in my family. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can't be prejudiced in the sense of the word. Never have. You know? So Gentile blood is in my family line. I wouldn't say my parents, but most definitely in my great grandnieces and nephews. And yes, I'm the youngest of 7, so most of my nieces and nephews are my age and they got children and stuff, and some of them got children. So, some of my story. But let me see if my reader gonna get on. He gonna read my bad grammatical error. It ain't gonna be all that good either. See, I clown myself because I know when I don't put the effort in, what I get. I say the best for when I'm in a brawl. Let me see. I got 2 viewers. Let me get back. Let me get back to this slideshow. I thank y'all for rocking out with me. See how many people really gonna pay attention to this, and some of the stuff I say, I should have started from that current slide. Give me a sec, people. Okay. All right. Israelites in the land of Canaan, right? So 70 people went down into Egypt. Most of them was male. Jacob only had a couple daughters. I mean, 70 souls came out of the lawn. See, I'm messing up. I wish I had my Bible with me. 70 souls came out of the lawn of Jacob. 12 sons went down into the land of Egypt, multiplied with Egyptian women or whatever women they can find that wasn't their sisters, and multiplied down there. So Exodus 12 and 37, and the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot. There were men beside children. That's strictly Israelites, people. 38 say, and a mixed multitude went up also with them. A mixed multitude of people went also with the 600,000. So you had a whole lot more than 600,000 people left the Exodus, and some of them was not Israelites. So the plagues and the different things that you hear about in the Bible and stuff, eventually they was happening to the Israelites and the Egyptians. Then it stopped happening to the Israelites, only to the Egyptians. And then when you deal with the major plague of the children dying in the Passover, whoever put the blood over their doorpost, the destroyer or the death angels didn't come in unto them. And believe me, after all those plagues from the narrative or from the Bible story, some of them people started to believe in the power of that God, and they were saved. Their firstborn was saved. That's salvation. Now that's just a carnal thing. We're talking about eternal salvation of soul. When I and my people out of the camps that I rock with talk, we talking eternal salvation for anybody that does righteous. But we're gonna read verse 38 again of this Exodus 12. And the mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herd, even very much cattle. Okay. The sexual abuse of black/Israelite males and females under American slavery is noted at times in history. At times you get the male and the female aspect of the sexual abuse or rape, right? Give me a sec. Man, just forgive me, people. Sometimes people don't know you can just go up in your messages and get the last thing somebody sent you. You don't need a. Well, let me be quiet, man. Sometimes my thoughts is not good to come out, even though I let them out. Okay, current slide. Let me get back. All right. Sexual abuse of black/Israelites, male and females under American slavery is noted at times in history. Polight, correct me, please, if I'm wrong. You stated in your discourse or discussion with Guerrilla Hebrew. See, I just typed this up. The Egyptians' rape of Israelites was equivalent or equal to the white man rape of Israelites in American slavery, making the so-called Israelites to be Egyptians, right? If the Egyptian male planted his seed in an Israelite woman, then from the Israelite standpoint, the male seed makes the child, right? So that will make Egyptian that rapes the Israelite and plant his seed, make that child an Egyptian baby, male or female, right? This is the equation we're using, or he's using in his argument. I wish he was here, somebody was here so we could talk about it, because just, going through my little PowerPoint, this not correct, you know. Did people might stumble and hate the dialogue, man. Okay, or white ethnic. Let me see what this brother's saying. Who's typing? You know what I'm saying? Ethnic. All right. Give me 1 second, people. I'm dealing with people. See, I don't have this on my blog talk. Reader be there. I read. He read. I talk. We do it. Now, got to get back to the blog talk. He still ain't made it. Brother, just log on. All right, people. Let me get back. I don't even know if it's Let me check the YouTube channel, because I don't even know what y'all saying. Ain't nobody talking to me. I don't have the YouTube channel up, so let me see what I can do. One sec. Totally unprepared for this, but y'all know how I do it. I jump in head first. That's why I don't mind debating people, because I'm prepared. How prepared? That's another question. Well, let me see. I'm gonna have to mute this. So give me 1 second. All right. Y'all know I'm gonna pub myself up like I'm playing games with y'all, or am I not? And that somebody need to really come check me, because my little quote unquote scholarship or my little stuff is not up to par. Oh, the brother was unprepared. The brother did this. Like I said, if anybody out there want a link to this show, you can come into the Google Hangout. We could talk. Then you can see if I'm prepared or not. So if anybody want to take me up on that, I'm willing to wage a little something on it. But let me get back, because I know people here to see if I'm a next page. All right, here we got the 60,000 Israelites again. I explained that no, this was not due to rape. That at the end of the day, the Israelites mixed Hamitic Egyptian female and Semitic Israelite male, mixed and came up with Israelite children. That's if the Israelite male planted the seed, right? If it was rape, then yes, Polight has an argument that we're not Israelites, but we Egyptians, because like the white man, the Egyptian raped our foreparents, or foremothers to be exact. But when I say foreparents, then it goes back to the sexual abuse that I was talking about earlier. If you look at American history and our slavery here, and you equate it to the Egyptian slavery and say the Egyptians did the same that the white man in America did, then you have to deal with the homosexual thing again. That if you did have homosexual Egyptian, you know what I'm saying, and they like males, and they couldn't just go out and do something, then they could do as the white man did and sleep with a servant Israelite. That's why I said I don't think Polight really want to open this door, because I don't think nobody that deal with Egypt wanna have that conversation into you know what I'm saying, deal with that conversation. But once again, let me see what's going on. People hitting it up in the and Ra squad. Let me go look at it. They might be asking for a link. Then we can really get it in. Because I know what they gonna say. Oh, the brother can't read. The brother's bad grammar. See, I do this all the time. So when people No man, now they on some more stuff. This what this debate stuff do. You know, people done ask me to step up out of this stuff, but long as Israel involved in stuff, as a nation, whether they be good or bad Israelites, you know, then you know, one that's truly elect needs to step up and speak. You know, I know everybody's saying it ain't me. I ain't saying it's me. Whoever it is need to do it. If it ain't me, then where you at? And then if you do it, please represent right. You can't be saying God go kill the Africans and hate the Africans and things of that nature, because then you're gonna start a civil war amongst melanated people. But let's get back to this, right? Now let's deal with what polite talking point polite talking point of rape, right? There's no biblical text of Egyptian raping any Israelites. I never read that. I don't read all those other books, but I doubt if anyone ever read it in those books, right? Polite, where you get this talking point from? Where you get this from? I don't know me myself, so I'm asking you like you got GOCC up there and this, that, and the other. It would be nice, Polite, if he could help us with the text in which he get this talking point from. You know what I'm saying? On which he came up with this type of deliberation. Oh, I used a fairly complex word for my liability or limited skills. Let me keep going. Let me stop. The sexual abuse of black/Israelites, male and female. The sexual abuse of black/Israelite men under the system of chattel slavery in the U.S. of A. Isn't talked about much, right? Nah, it's not. And now it was saying Polite has caused this I put discuss, I wanted to say discourse. Dang. Of the sexual abuse to come up during the time of the Israelite slavery in Egypt, right? Now the sexual assault of black/Israelite males, both by white men and white women, is noted in history. Could we say this was true with the Egyptians, which I put Egypt, men and women, or the men and women of Egypt in history, biblically or otherwise? I said, I jump into it. So here's the video, and I'm gonna fix it up, people. I said I just did it today. I did a video. I don't care, you know. If y'all watch it, then I love it. If y'all have criticism, I love it even more, because that means you took the time out to listen to crazy old me and my bad scholarship, grammar, reading, and everything. So if you hate on it, then once again, why are you listening to me? And then why are you hating? Because you took the time out to do it. Meaning there's something about what I'm doing that attract you to it. See, I'm gonna do psychology, you know what I'm saying? But let me finish up with my craziness, right? Because I'm a madman. I'm a madman, right? Polite. I'm talking rape. This is what he said to Gorilla. He said, I'm talking rape. Now, this video was deleted, so I never edited some and put it back up. But at 4 minutes and 59 seconds in to 5 minutes and 32 seconds in, this is what I recorded. I didn't record it, but this is what I got. He stated he is talking rape like that of our women's seen in this Americans by Americans, right? By the white man. So again, Polight, I don't think that's a good talking point. See, no matter what you think of my typing right now, skills, it's not a good talking point. Then people say, well, you're not the one to talk about it. Yes, I am. Why? Because nobody else is going to talk about it. He didn't talk to brothers and they didn't, you know, um, and ask them questions. Gorilla, he could have caught him at the moment and talked about it in a deeper sense, like how you come up with that thought, right? He didn't capitalize. GOCC was talking to him. They didn't capitalize, right? So, once again, am I playing the dummy or do I know more than what I'm saying? You know, just like I put out there yesterday, if Dr. Mayat won the debate against me in Atlanta at Nazi spot, which Nazi agreed that she won and almost everybody else at the spot, right? Minister Inky said I didn't have a PowerPoint, but if you watch the clip that I have up, which I got from Monk, you will see it's a PowerPoint on the right side of me. It's purple with white writing and yellow writing. So what's the credibility of most of these people that's talking? There's got to be questioned, right? And then why no one's saying that the Kemetic people won the debate? I mean, during the time Unc was blowing it up, we know Sarnetta didn't speak on it long, right? Why nobody talking about that debate? Could it be? And why is it not out there in the public still to this day? Could it be I did something people think I couldn't do or think I can't do? See, this is the type of stuff I like to keep out there in the air right now. You know, I tried to get Abba and Sankofa out there so I can show my skills, if I have any, that is. But them debates didn't come through. So hopefully after all this, he rethink that talking point. So here go a page of Sarnetta. That's the link. You can actually copy it and put it in there. It'll probably show you that it was deleted by Sarnetta. This is me posting in Polight event. The question, you know, the sexual abuse of black males and females under American slavery is noted at times in history. And you stated that the Egyptian rape of Israelites was equivalent. He didn't actually say those words. That's me, you know, adding up what he said with the white man rape of Israelites in American slavery. Correct me, please, if I'm wrong. But I say that's the premise of what he was saying. One may say, oh, you just ignorant and dumb. And you take people's words out of context. No, I don't take people's words out of context. Anybody know that at the end of the day, what you state is what you state. And like Shaka was telling Sarnetta the other day, you may want to rethink how you use in those words. Just like when I was writing, I'm gonna give you the perfect example. When I was writing, I had to think of words. I had to put them in some shape, form, or fashion to relay my thought to you, right? Some things that I copied, some things that I whatever, right? I still had to put it together to relay my thoughts. So whatever Polight was doing that day, he relayed his thoughts to us, that he was thinking about Israelites being raped in Egypt, similar to that rape that took place in America. Was he thinking that just the men was raping the women? Right? Because in American history, whether you know it or not, white women that were single, had money in a plantation, you know, they had them a mandingo. You know what I'm saying? They outlawed that though, try to stop the mixing of the race and stop, you know, what was going on. But they did that. If you look in the Bible, Joseph was basically getting raped by his master wife, right? So That's another form of rape people don't talk about. But they don't like to talk about the males raping males, right? So when Polight was thinking of that, was he thinking of that? Was he considering what he was putting in the world at that time? Because Polight bigger than me. Polight speak weller than me, read better than me, do all those things better than me, right? Quote unquote. From other people's point of view, because even if I do them things good, I ain't trying to showcase none of that unless it really needs to be showcased, right? I never wanted to be the smart guy. I had limited abilities. I can only think. So, like I said, sometimes I play it to my advantage. But what's he thinking? Are y'all out there that's listening to this? Are you thinking right now that when he opened them can of worms, that the homosexual conversation will come back up? You see, GOCC went there a little bit with the Shaka thing. Sinetta pumped it up. He done kinged it. Tazariak was on the street corner, basically calling him a homo. So when you having a debate in an open forum like that, where people, like Sinetta said, as brutal as some of the Israelites is sometimes, you don't want to open up that can of worms. That's all I'm getting at right now. And I was getting at from point blank range from the beginning. So you see me accessing my thoughts. So, like I said, whatever you care about this presentation, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I know it's gonna get some hits. Number one, cause most blacks love to try to clown people. This is something I'm gonna prove to you, right? They like to try to clown people, you know. So sometimes I put grammatical stuff up wrong and do this and do that, just like this video, to see people come and try to clown, right? But because it happened the other day, matter of fact, this brother David Johnson or whatever, he friends with Shaka Utmost. He say I'm in Raw Squad member or something. I don't know if he deal with the, Unk them or whatever. He say some kin to Dr. Ben or something. But me and this dude have been at it before on Facebook. So now he find me doing my Shaka Utmost debunk with the PowerPoint that I did on him. And some sister come over there and like, you say this way and do this, and try to really deal with that. So what I'm doing is I'm showing again, when we had 4 parents and different stuff, that all they could do was mark an X for their name. See, if you're in the South, maybe in the city they was more educated, but in the South, you'll find people that only can mark an X for their name. They couldn't write. They couldn't spell. So now you telling me these people that you were born from lack the ability to think, even though they couldn't read and write? So this is another lesson here today. I'm a teacher, and sometimes I'm the example. Though you think one cannot read or write, don't mean that they don't have the ability to think. So take that lesson in today. Maybe y'all really paid attention when I was doing what I was doing, and y'all question if I can read or write, because that's what people do, right? But I'm putting something on your mind here at the end. Like I said, I deal with people's thoughts, and I deal with a lot of people. So I deal with behavioral stuff. And our people love to talk about the white man, but they love the Queen's English, and they go to school and they learn this stuff. Abba just told me that the other day. I'm going to school to learn more about English so he can write his papers and stuff, and write it in a way that it impressed those that deal with grammar and all of that stuff. I'm not into that. I don't care about that. That's what I told him, And y'all might say, oh, you a clown nigga for that. Hey, that's how brutal y'all are. to people that truly cannot read and write. See? So whether if I can or not, and you try to make me an example, then you only show yourself to be a brutal person. You know what I'm saying? Where y'all programs to help people that's illiterate? If you seen it with me or with someone else, then you should be the first person to go open up a program to help brothers read and write, sisters to read and write, if they truly illiterate. Why would you try to clown someone? That shows, once again, that black people have a mental problem, because white people will open up those after school programs and stuff, and they would teach people, not just their own, but teach people how to read and write. So if nothing else, if you ain't get nothing from all that presentation that led up to this, then hopefully you hear this and you really check people, you know, when it come down to our brothers and sisters that can't read and write. Because I don't really care. Like I tell people, I got a message. As long as you understand my message, I'm cool. I don't care if it's the proper grammar or tongue. I don't care. You know, and if I write it, I know how to go to WordPress and make sure, you know, that it ain't run-ons or fragmented. And I mean, computers do that stuff for you. If I need to read it, I could put it to a PDF. I'm seeing now I'm teaching you ways to get around it if you can't do it, right? So I'm always teaching, man. But you could type it up, put it in a PDF, and make it read it for you. Then you can hear the computer read it, and you could tell if it read right. Even with the grammar and this and that, you can hear yourself back, just like if you was reading it. You know, so it's like I said, man, I just did a 12-hour shift. I haven't even went to sleep, and I think it's time to go. So with that said, I'm gonna say peace, y'all.